everyone, it's Budget with Mama Bear. Thanks for stopping by my channel. Today is a special day. It is the Financial Goals Hop, and today is my day to do that. This is a hop that, here, I'll get the little thing, that Donna Powered by Creativity, myself, and the Traveling and Savings Chief are doing this year. We do it once a quarter, and in the month of July, we are starting quarter 3. So what we're talking about is how did we do with our quarter 2 goals, and heading into quarter 3, what are we going to set ourselves up to hopefully accomplish? All right, so let me just show you here, let me move my planner out of the way. I had it all set up and then this is our hop, and it has all the different channels that are going. They're going to tell you exactly the same thing that I'm telling you, but they're in their own version. So we're going to be listening to other people's journeys and their goals and how they are accomplishing those in 2025. On the days where there's stars, we have a break, but we are a jam-packed month. So if you didn't catch Donna Powered by Creativity, she started us off yesterday, and the Traveling and Savings Chief will be on the 3rd, and Leela Budgets, which I'm trying to remember what country she's in. She's in a different country, and I think it's in Europe. Oh, I think it's England. I forgot. Sorry. But that's kind of cool to hear that as well. And like I said, you can get this calendar. I have the link down below in my description box. Anything that I kind of refer to, I'll try and put everything into my description box. So please make sure that you always read people's description boxes. There's a lot of resources there. I know some people forget about those. Okay, so Dawn came up with a lot of things that we have to go through and cover. And so I don't want to mess up, because you know me, I get all nervous about stuff like this when I'm guided. I like to wing things. All right, so first thing we want to do is kind of go over what were our goals for quarter 2. So in my budget planner that you don't see too often on my channel, I have a tab section for goals. All right. And it's been used. So let me go to our quarter 2 goals. There they are. And we're going to kind of see how we did. All right. And kind of what we learned from this. Because I try not to fill in too many goals, but then sometimes I feel like I overdo it, you know, and that's okay, because that's kind of how you get through this journey of life here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this dark pink to kind of go through this. All right, so these sheets I have, and let's see, look at our quarter 2 goals. All right, so I kind of broke it up into 3 months. Like, can we do this by the end of June? So let's take a look. Finish the 5K. For those of you who've been with me, we did finish the 5K. Yay, woo-woo! That took me a long time to finish that 5K. I did Janelle Ray Budget's book. I kind of want to do a smaller one, and I've been working on one, but I'm getting in my own head about that. So we'll see if we bring something similar to that coming up. I wanted to open a HELOC to kind of redo some things and do that whole HELOC thing. I still haven't done that. I don't know. I'm kind of nervous about that still. I'm one of those that it's hard for me to just jump and do things like that when it comes to money. I know I'm probably wasting money by doing that, but I kind of am still holding off on it. All right, no spends. I wanted to hit a 20 no spend month, and I did do that. I didn't in June, but I did do it. I think it was in May. Yeah. Or April. I can't remember which one. I think it might have been April. All right. I wanted to rework my budget, and that was important to me because I needed to focus on some goals, and I did do that. I do rework my budget quite often, so I wanted to increase my sinking funds. That's something I did not do, and that's why I'm working on it now. I wanted to pay down student loans. I have not focused on that. I'm paying the minimum amount on my student loans. I have not worked on paying them down yet. I want to pay one more credit card off. I did do that. And it was a bigger one. The ones that, like, let's just say Kohl's. When I go shopping at Kohl's, I'll put it on my card, but then I'll come home and I'll pay it right off. So I don't count that because it should stay paid off. It's the ones that I'm trying to knock out that have balances on them. So I did pay off one of those, which is awesome. In June, I wanted to do that big no spend challenge, and I created it and I gave it out. So I kind of want to put like halfway, because I did do that and I did have good intentions, but my no spends weren't that great. I only had 16. So I'm going to write that on here. And I wanted to do 20 to make it good, right? So I'm going to give myself half credit on that. And then I wanted to start a focus on my debt payoff. And that I did start in June with my debt binder savings on Sundays. And I'm continuing that. So I'm going to put a little star here because that is one that I'm continuing my focus on, but I did start it. So I think I should count that. So not too bad. There's a couple in here like this one that's haunting me about student loans. What have I learned is that when I write things down, I can definitely focus on them, but sometimes my goals are too lofty. Like focusing on debt payoff and student loans at the same time is too much, right? Okay, so, but goals are good. And it's okay if I want to be hesitant on certain things. So that's what I learned. All right. Next on my list that I need to talk to. Oh, here's another thing that I did that was big on here. And I'm going to put that in my notes eventually, but I forgot to write that down. Actually, I'll just do it with you. Pay. I'm just going to say a large amount. Sometimes I like to keep things private. Towards high balance card. Okay, and then I'm going to check that off because I did do that. So what I did was I've been really good about month ahead, 2 months ahead. Like I could pay my bills at the beginning of the month and still have money in the bank. So what I was thinking of is, well, why do I have all that sitting there when I have this huge card that I'm paying a lot of interest on? Like the majority of my payment was interest, and it was ridiculous. And I felt like it was looming over me. So I took a big chunk and paid that down. And now that is my number one credit card to pay off. I got it knocked down so far that it moved to the number one position because I want to get that to 0. And so that helped me a lot. Okay. That also made me feel a little anxiety though, because I loved having that big cushion. Because it's like a safety net, right? And whenever you take some of that safety net away, it gives me a little like, now we're okay. We have money in the bank and everything, but it's still a little weird. Like I'm still feeling that. I'm still feeling it. And that's okay. That's okay. All right. So the next thing that we need to discuss, and this is and I don't know how to say it in an easier way. Like basically another thing that I was able to do by the end of June was we bought a refrigerator. Okay. We bought a brand new refrigerator and we put it on the 0% payoff in 12 months, right? Well, I wanted to knock that out as soon as possible. So I was making $400 a month payments. So of course I hit it before the 12 months, but I don't like those because they scare me. I just want to get it paid off. So I paid that off, and now going into July, I don't have that $400 payment I have to do anymore. So I can use that to go towards other goals. And that is like a huge accomplishment. I'm very, yay. I wish I had those capabilities of doing those. So that was a big thing that happened in Q2. Okay. So my current financial situation, and I'm sorry about the squeaky chair, you're just going to have to hear it. Honestly, this past month, and I'm going to keep this positive, okay, because but I'm also going to keep it real. I have to keep this real. That whole thing with this, taking that chunk, honestly, has given me like panic, and I've been trying to rework my budget and budget. And I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about it. And almost like the panic of, am I going to be able to do this? You know, am I going to be able to do this? And, oh, I forgot to do that. Let's put on Mama Bear. But the reality is there's no need to panic. There's no need to have this anxiety. I'm okay. I just got to keep working, keep thinking, keep hustling, keep focusing, and I'm going to be all right. We're going to be okay, you know. And I think it's okay to have that feeling, but you can't let that overcome you, right? And so that's what I'm kind of focusing on. I'm journaling about it. We're working through it. We're getting over it. All right. So now that we talked about that, and I was kind of straight up honest with you, because you know what, that's a reality. Money's a big thing, and it is emotional. Money can be emotional. And so the thing is, you need to be able to control those emotions and feel them, journal through them, however you do that, but then work past it and set those goals. So let's take a look now at our Q3 goals. All right, so Q3 goals for our family and budget with Mama Bear, basically, because that's the reality. I want to have a new budget set up, and that's something I'm practicing in the month of July on what I want to end up doing. I filmed this video that was supposed to play on Sunday, and I had trouble uploading it, and I think there's a reason for that. I don't want to put that out there yet. Like, I wasn't feeling it. But the good thing is I worked through it, and I'm working through my budget setup for the next 6 months, how I want to do that so I feel comfortable and I feel at ease, and I'm working through it and I'm sticking with it. So that is something I'm working on. I wanted 3 new challenges. So these are kind of budget with I want to come up with 3 new challenges in the month of July. I want to, and they probably will go into effect in August. I was thinking of doing like the Amazon affiliate. I've been talking to Donna about that, on how to do that the right way and how to apply for it. I might still do that, I'm not sure. Memberships, I wanted to do. That's a goal of mine. I don't know if I'm going to get that done in Q3. That's why it has a question mark. I'm trying to figure out the best way to do that. August, fund the cruise in full. So right now, my cruise, I could pay for it because it's due in August. I can pay for it in full now because I did finish that 5K and that helped pay for the cruise. But in my travel binder, I'm still trying to fund the rest of it. Trip supplies, tips, shopping, and food, right? When we go to the parks. I also am a little nervous about like some of the other things that we want to do. So that's still a goal, even though we did fund how to pay for the cruise part. All right. This is a big one. $1,000 plus extra debt payoff. So what I'm saying is in my debt binder, I want to hit $1,000 plus I want to do more. Like I want to do $1,000 plus on my debt payoff. I really am trying to focus on giving it a number so I can hit it. All right. And then in September, I want to do a 2026 challenge. A lot of people are asking me for a book, like my yearly book. I might do it digital this year because a lot of people that live out of the country wanted it. So we'll see. And I want to come up with something a little different for 2026. And then I want to pay off one more high balance credit card. So hopefully that one that we're hitting for our number one, we can pay it off by the end of September. That's important to me to keep moving through this because my goal is to get all of my credit card debt paid off in 2026. All of it. And so that's a lot. But I can't do that if I don't do these little goals. So those are my goals. I know they're kind of vaguish and vaguish, is that a word? But as you can see, financially, it's headed towards debt. And how am I going to get there is to keep going with my Budget with Mama Bear business and YouTube channel. That's extra money that I'm using for that. Okay. So that is my Q3 goals. What are some obstacles that I have? Well, I got to stop shopping for things I don't need. That's an obstacle because I'm a shopper and I'll get in a mood and I just want to get stuff. I also want to purge. And so that's a good way to kind of tackle those obstacles is if I'm getting rid of things and getting rid of things that I could sell. And that's something that I have a lot of things that I could put up and I could sell. And then I can use that money towards my goals. So that's something that will help me through my obstacles of trying to get all this stuff accomplished. Yeah. Now, if I go back to Q2, increasing my sinking funds. That's something I didn't put in here that I need to do, and I'm going to add it in July. Increase sinking funds. So that I've kind of started in July, but that's going to be important because if I don't have those sinking funds, those important ones that I have to use stuffed and money allocated toward it, then that's not going, I'm going to end up having to use my credit card and I don't want to do that. All right. Okay, so let's see, where was I? I had to stop and go check things out there. All right, so how can I do this? Especially the big credit card is really limit my spending, put that extra money towards it. Have those conversations with my hubby about holding off on buying things like that. All right. So now what I want to ask you is, what are you doing? What are you doing for your Q3 goals? Now you can put it in the comments. I'm happy to see that. But what I mean, why I say this is if you haven't done it yet, write it down. Put it in a journal. You don't have to have a fancy sheet like this. Write it in a notebook. I went to Walmart. They had these one subject notebooks, which I love to have laying around. 45 cents. 45 cents. Don't buy these. Don't buy any back to school supplies at Dollar Tree right now. They are cheaper everywhere else. Just so you know. So basically you need to start thinking about what your goals are. Set some, make them small. You don't have to do big lofty goals that you get intimidated by. Make an action statement. What am I going to do that? What steps do I need to do to hit that goal? I'm doing my debt binder savings. I'm trying to focus on not spending. I'm reworking my budget. I'm looking at my budget constantly. I'm looking at how our finances are. All of that. I'm getting inspired by you all. Okay, so that's the kind of things that are going to help you set your goals and achieve your goals, and keep working at it. So we'll come back here in Q4 and we'll see how we're doing, and we'll keep going from there. I mean, it's a constant. You're constantly working towards this, but I promise you, if you do this, you will feel nervous at first, but you will feel good that you're actually taking steps to meet your goals. So, the whole point of this is to become financially free and just have that feeling. And some of us, it's going to take longer than others, and I'm one of them. But you know what? We're working towards it. Okay, so I hope I hit everything, Donna. I think I did. Again, if you have any questions or anything like that, please put it in the comments. Tomorrow, you'll be watching the Traveling and Saving Chief. I have everybody's links in my description box. And again, you can do this. Set those goals, reflect on them, talk about them. You can do this. Do it with us. We'd love to have you along. All right, y'all. I hope you have a blessed day. And as always, I double love you.